Hello everyone, I'm Jiverist, and this is a short series of tutorials on how you could organize your photos post-site survey. What I mean by this is you've been to a location and you've taken some photos, you've come away and you want to organize them meaningfully. And there are many ways to do this, but here's a way that I think is quite useful. So take a look at it and see what you think. So here's an example. I've just taken a stroll down the street and I've taken a pretty dull survey, to be honest, but I've taken pictures of various bits and pieces. I've come back and I've just tried to emulate what a project folder might look like. So there are various pictures of whatever, and there's no real naming convention. Pears, oranges, bananas, apples, whatever. And then a guy called Gary has been to site and he's taken his pictures and he's got his special filing system that makes sense to him, and he's put all in there. And yeah, there's a misnamed one there in Paul's folder, and a guy called Kevin has done the same thing. He's got his filing system that makes sense to him. And let's say I come to this project now, and I want some, I say I want to see some images of the lampposts, but I do not want to have to look through all these other folders. Obviously, on a big project, these folders and subfolders and the images can be in the hundreds. So, is there a quick way and a robust way? There's the key thing: a robust way to maintain a search of all these photos. And this is my solution. So you can go into this folder here and you simply just go to searches and so well, actually show me all the pictures of the bins. Can I make those images bigger? There you go. So if it's got a bin in it, the picture comes up. So show me pictures of the lampposts. And if it's got a lamppost in it, the picture comes up. Now you might say, well, so what? And let me show you just some useful features of this way of doing it. So let's say, okay, I'm a troublemaker. I come along and I say, oh, well, okay, so there are some particular images that are of use to me, and I like this image and that image, and this image and that image, whatever. And I've now changed the filing system, which and it does happen, and maybe let's say. And then like Kevin here, he says, actually, I want to organize my photos. So he makes to folder or something, and he puts it in there. So if we'd sort of set up a totally like rigid search system now, if we go back, we would have to sort of change our search to accommodate the new changes. And let me put another fruit in there. Well, we used apples, pears, oranges. So let's put some. Okay, so we've now got a new name. If I go back to the search, so go bin search, it really doesn't care. You see, I renamed that plums. It still finds it all the same. So people. So when you set these up in the parent directory, people can come in. They can add to it. So there's a good example, isn't it? Actually, let me just do that. So some new photos have uh, new photos have sort of appeared in the folders. And if I go back, I think it's been, and it doesn't care. It still finds the new photo. So you set it up at the beginning of the project, and it will grow with your project. You use the existing Windows interface to find it. And I don't quite subscribe to this, but what you can do as well is you can just make thumbnails and show, well, you know, here's a contact sheet of all the bins with the project name and so forth. The problem with this is it is frozen. So as it's all growing, it's sort of it's not gonna take in new ones. But on later videos, I'll show you how you could actually sort of, as an individual, come in and say, just make me a thumbnail of all these, and I'll put it in my personal folder of my personal use, and do it that way. So this was how the system works. I'm going to cut this video and then so this is how like a user would experience it, which would be like 99% of the people. And now I will show you how you set it up. It uses free software. It is very, very quick, and that's important, isn't it? Because if it's not easy and quick and free, no one's going to use it. It's all those things. And yeah, we'll go through it, and you can decide whether or not it's of interest.